This is Eugene Panrutkovich. I'm the laptop screen doc, and the name of the website is www.screensurgeons.com. Today we have a Toshiba CB35 Chromebook computer with a cracked screen, and I'm going to show you how to replace a cracked screen on a Toshiba CB35 Chromebook computer. Okay, before we start with this computer, you can't remove the battery unless you take the whole bottom apart, but we don't have to in this case. We just have to make sure that the laptop is off to replace the screen. And the way you make sure that the laptop is off is you look at the power button. When the laptop is on, there's a small LED light on the lower right hand of the power button, and as long as that's not on, that means the computer's off. Once we know that the computer is off, we can start work on it. On the top, there's no part number for this laptop. The part number for this laptop is on the bottom. And you look at the label on the bottom and it says Toshiba CB35 Chromebook. And that's how you know it's the right laptop. Right now there's no touchscreen version of this laptop, but I don't know if Toshiba will come out with a touchscreen version, but this procedure works for the non-touchscreen version. When I closed and opened the laptop, I see that it turned on, so I press the power button and the light does go off after a while. Okay, once the laptop is off again, we can start the procedure. In order to get to the screen assembly, we need to remove the screen bezel. That's the plastic frame around the screen. And in order to remove the screen bezel, we need to remove two screws at the bottom hiding behind some screw covers. So that's where we start first. But first I'll show you the tools that we're going to use. We have a PH0 electronic screwdriver. PH stands for Phillips and 0 is the size. We have a hobby knife or X-Acto knife, and that's to remove screw covers and any adhesive tape. And a pair of metal tweezers, that's to remove any screws that may be stuck or to manipulate cables. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is remove the screw covers with our hobby knife. We reach in the corner and lift it out and just put the screw cover right on the side of the screw opening, and do the same for the second side. Reach in there a little bit and remove the screw covers. Then we use our PH0 screwdriver to remove the two screws, and for each step, for each set of screws, I like to keep the screws in a separate pile in the order in which I remove the screws, and that helps me keep track of which screws go where. So once we do that, we snap off the screen bezel. That's probably the hardest part of this whole procedure. To do that, we reach our fingertips or fingernails on the inside of the screen bezel and gently lift up and out and listen for snapping sounds. And like that, we work our way around the screen, like so. If you get stuck at any point, keep going and come back to the point that you're stuck at. Usually it's easier second time around. But in this case, the bezel is not too difficult to remove. Okay, and the same thing, pull it out and pull it up. Once you have the new screen, what you do is you do the exact opposite. Put the bezel back in and just snap it back in all around. Okay, once we remove the screen bezel, we look at the screen. For this type of screen, it's mounted on some metal tabs on the two sides. There's two screws here and two screws here, and that's the ones we have to remove. In order to do that, we tilt the screen assembly back a little bit, so when we remove the screws, we don't want the screen to fall forward on us, and start removing the four screws. There's one, two, three, and four. Okay, once we do that, We gently grab the screen by the edges and start tilting it forward, making sure it's not getting stuck on anything, and lay it down like so. Once we do that, we see that there's only one connector we have to remove, and I'll show you how to remove that. First, we use our hobby knife to lift up the adhesive tape, being careful not to cut it, just to lift it up. And use our fingertips to pull the adhesive tape back. Once we pull the adhesive tape back, we grab the back of the connector with both our fingers on the front and the back and gently pull the connector back out. And the screen is loose now. Okay, I'm going to reconnect it, and just to show you how to properly connect it. To reconnect it, you slide the connector back in, and you'll feel but not hear 2 clicks. So let's get a close-up view of this. Okay, pause the video right here. There should not be a gap in the seam between the 2 sides of the connection. The 2 sides of the connection should be flush with each other, like so. Okay, and let's pull it out again, and let's take a look at the screen. This is a 13.3 inch LED screen slim. It's called a 13.3 inch LED slim screen. And let's take a look at the part number. The part number that you're looking for is LP133WH2. LP133WH2. Once you get your screen in, most likely it will not have the same part number, but it will look very similar to the screen, with the connector being in the same place and the mounting tabs being in the same place. There are several manufacturers that make the exact same screen. Okay, you can also buy this screen from us, from Screen Surgeons, and what you get with us is this exact same toolkit that I'm showing you in this video. It comes for free with the screen. We have fast priority mail shipping from our warehouses in Louisville and Tucson, and so you'll get your screen in 2 to 3 days, even if you specify the free shipping. And we have a 2-year warranty on the screen, and we have free email technical support. So to order the screen from us, go to www.screensurgeons.com. There will be a short form for you to fill out to find what the right screen is from you, and then you can purchase it online. Once you do receive the screen, connect it as I showed you. Mount this screen on the back of the screen assembly. Put the 2 screws in at the top, 2 screws in at the bottom. Snap the screen bezel back on. Put the 2 screws back on at the bottom and put the screw covers on, and that should do it. Overall, this is a fairly simple procedure. You can probably do it in 15 minutes the first time you do it, and maybe 5 to 10 minutes if you had to do it over again. Okay, that's it. Once again, my name is Eugene Panrutkovich. I'm the laptop screen doc, and the name of the website is www.screensurgeons.com. Thank you very much, and good luck.